Hello, welcome to Scrap Time, episode 915. My name is Christina. On today's episode, I'm showing you my Simple Stories album. Today I am showing you some products from Simple Stories, and it's part of the Say Cheese collection. And I've used some of these products in the mini album I did for the Disney cruise that we just came back from. But I just wanted to show you a few of the products that didn't make it into the book. These were actually part of a couple 12 by 12 sheets of paper that I cut down for some 3 by 4 and 4 by 6 journaling cards. You can journal on each side. And then there's some that have little sayings. And I've used some of these throughout the book. These are just a few that didn't make it into the book. Then there are decorative brads. And so it's called Say Cheese, but it really gives you a Disney feel. So if you are scrapbooking any Disney, it has some of the Disney colors in it and some of the words too. And then these are snap cuts. And you can see there's some different cutouts. I've used the magic one in the book and another one, I think. But they're little cutouts that you can put into the page protectors. And then these are some pockets that again fit directly into the page protectors. So the 3 by 4 and then the bigger, it's a bit bigger than 6 by 8. And I just wanted to show you my little notebook too. So I initially was going to bring my scrapbook and do it on the boat until I realized that I'm not going to have time to do that. So what I did instead was I just got a basic notebook and I made notes every day about what we did throughout the day, the food we ate, where we went, the shows we saw. So that way when I came home, I didn't have to think about it and try and remember it all because there's so much to remember. So even if you can't scrapbook while you are on your trip, even bring a little book. And when you're sitting down to eat, just write down what you've done so far that day. It'll help you when you get home and it's time to scrapbook. So here is my album, and I may take a few more pictures than the average person because you can tell my album is a little thick, but I fit it all in. So this is the Snap album, and as I said, it's a bit larger than a 6 by 8 album. And I got a postcard that I picked up on the cruise for the front, and I added this little Mickey confetti that had fallen during one of the shows. And then I just wrote the name of the cruise there, but you could put letter stickers or cut out die cuts, whatever you want. So it is a ring album, and with it you get some of these journal pages. And so what I decided to do was I wrote all my journaling at the beginning of the book, so sort of like the story of our vacation. And then I used these dividers, and I got extra ones, just to divide up. Instead of going day by day, I put things together. So like this first section is the boat, and it's going to be pictures of around the boat. And this is one of those pieces I put in, and this is where the magic happens. So I started with pictures of the boat from the outside, and then I worked my way inside. And I did some 4 by 6 pictures and the others 3 by 4. And to get these 3 by 4 pictures, what I did was on my way home, we had put all our pictures onto our iPad, and I pick stitched. There's an app called Pick Stitch, and I pick stitched all my photos together. So when I went to take them in to the photo developing store, I could just get them developed as a 4 by 6, and then when I came home, I cut them in half. So our sunsets and sunrises, and me and Gemma, yoga at 7 a.m. Yes. More shots, little hidden Mickeys with mirrors, and this is enchanted art that comes to life. And just some pictures from around the boat. Mark finally got a nap. So when you're on the boat, you might get tickets. Mark and I did a little tour. So we had tickets from that. This was in our room from the Disney Vacation Club. This was another little Disney Vacation Club picture we got. And so I once had those. Gemma Got to meet with an animator and taught them how to draw Goofy. So I put that in, some other paper. They have a game called Midship Detective Agency, so I put in their badges and a couple of the game maps just to keep as like little mementos. So the next section is characters. So I thought this one was good here, me and the mouse. And so this was a little bit more journaling about how Mark and I went to visit the characters every day because they changed their costumes every day. So here we are with Pirate Minnie and Pirate Mickey. And this was actually photos we bought off the ship. They have all these really great overlays and borders for your photos. And then we have here all the other characters as pirates. And then we have Captain Jack, a few times with Pluto, the princesses, even Princess Minnie. Minnie changes her outfit a lot. So then here was another one of those little 3x4 ones I filled in there. And then Mickey changes his outfit a lot. And now we're into formal night. So all the characters put on their best dresses and tuxedos. And we got all dressed up. And then there's sailor costumes and Hawaiian shirt costumes and other characters. And then we got a couple cards in our room with different things, so I want to add those in there. So now my next section is islands. So we went to Saint Martin. So pictures from the island. And again, here's another one, sort of filling in the spot where I didn't have a picture. And then a few things from the boat again, and I bought a few postcards, so I added those in. And then I used one of these pages just to separate the islands. So now we're at St. Thomas. And here is that magic cutout. And I put our little bands, little wrist bands from our excursion. Another little cutout. And then another page to separate, and now we're at Castaway Cay, or Key, depending how you say it. So this was another postcard I had picked up, and a pirate postcard, and then pictures from that island. So now we're on New Year's Eve, because this was a New Year's Eve cruise. So just pictures of us all dressed up in our formal wear. And then having drinks later after dinner. And then there was a show on New Year's Eve, so all the characters dressed up again in yet another outfit. And then we had Baby New Year and Goofy as, what's this called? Father Time. Father Time, that's what he's called. So he was dressed up, which is sort of funny. And then we had champagne on New Year's, and it was like Happy New Year, and there was even fireworks off the boat for New Year's, which is all very exciting. And we got chocolates too for New Year's, which is very nice. So I took a picture of that. So then here I added in some more 3x4 sheets and a little journaling about New Year's. So we're moving on to food, and I put another little quote from Walt Disney there. And so at the beginning here, I took these sheets again, and I wrote out what we ate each day for lunch and dinner. And I had made those notes, as I mentioned earlier, because there's no way now I could remember what we ate ever, because we ate so much food. So as you can see, more food. And then here I just wrote a little journaling about one of our food experiences. So I started by making this picture here of all the food. It's actually two pictures of the food buffet. So that's all the food you can choose from. And what did I choose? A Mickey waffle, watermelon, a banana, and orange. And I took this picture because this was the one and only day Gemma had breakfast with us. She would like to sleep through breakfast. And then just some pictures from around the ship of the different restaurants and foods you can eat and decorations in the restaurants. And I didn't take pictures of all the food, but this was just some I had, so I added them in. Lots of little desserts, some fun menus, and then the way they fold the napkin one day. And then we went to Animator's Palette, and you on the second day you visit there, you do a little animation on the placemat, and then it comes to life. So here were our little people, and then they have our names. So that was sort of fun. And then it was the bar areas here. Oh, this is actually Remy. And these are the washrooms near the bars. And this was our table. And this was in one of the bars. And this was, added in our seating rotation tickets. And now we're in a couple of the bars, just the decor of them. So I had put this here to separate the restaurants from the bars. And we have a few more bars there. And then our last section is farewell. There we go. So the characters are in their sailor outfits, and they do a whole show and come down, and if you don't have their autograph or picture, you can line up and get your picture with them. And then they do a little goodbye show. And then I added in our little tickets we were to put on our luggage. I had extra. And we had breakfast at 6:45 in the morning on the last day, and just a little postcard there. And then each day you get a personal navigator that tells you what's going on. So I actually kept them all and put them here. And then this was from, I went to a little course on how to make apple strudel, and they gave us the recipe. So I added that in. And so that is my Disney vacation, Disney cruise vacation actually, using the Simple Stories, Say Cheese products and book and album. And you can see there's different, there were like 2 4x6s and then 4 3x4s, then the big almost 6x8, and then this page here that had 2. So there's different pages you can get for all your pictures. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on the next time you have to scrapbook your vacation. Well, that's it for today's episode. However, I just want to let you know that we are off to CHA. Starting Friday, you can check out our blog, scraptime.ca, to see the latest and greatest right off the floor from CHA, the Craft and Hobby Association big mega show trade show. So you don't want to miss all the brand new products that we will be showing you in the future. So check out our blog, scraptime.ca, and we will see you after the show.